દાદા ભગવાનના દે જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય 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 જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના असीम जय जयकार हो।
दादा भगवान ना 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 असीम जय जयकार हो।
जय
जय सच्चिदानंद, जय सच्चिदानंद दीपकानंद जी, महात्माओं दीपका जी,
जय
म्यूट
सच्चिदानंद।
प्लीज।
सच्चिदानंद ललिता बेन,
जय सच्चिदानंद।
महावीर लता बेन, जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय
जय
सच्चिदानंद।
सच्चिदानंद।
नमो वीतरागाय।
नमो
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 वीतरागाय।
वीतरागाय।
नमो वरिहंताणम।
नमो
नमो
हरिहंताणं।
अरिहंताणं।
सिद्धाणम।
नमो
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 सिद्धाणं।
सिद्धाणं।
हरियाणम।
नमो
नमो
आर्याणं।
हरियाणं।
रायाणम।
नमो
नमो
वज्रायाणं।
वज्रायाणं।
सवसाहनम।
नमो
नमो
बोधिसत्वाहनम्।
पंचनमुकारो।
एसो
एसो
पंचमुखारो।
अपणासनो।
सब
सर्वपापनाशनो
मंगलाणं च सर्वेषां।
मंगलानं च सर्वेषां।
वै मंगलम।
परमं
परमं
वै
वै
मङ्गलम्।
मङ्गलम्।
Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bye.
Shivaya.
Om Namah
Om
Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Anand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're continuing with looking at who is the doer. Anybody want to share an experience? No experience?
I will just give you a measure of our separation.
Okay.
So at times we feel that am I separate or am I experiencing separation? You know, the measure of our separation, how well we are experiencing our separation from the body self, the more you see the flaws, the mistakes of the name bearer, the more you are separate. So that proves that you are separate. It's not that you have to feel the separation, but you have to live that separation. And living aspect of separation or separated state is revealed or is proved by we seeing our faults, our mistakes, and at the same time, not by just seeing the mistake, but while the name bearer does pratikrama also. So it's like how you as a mother, you are separate from your child and you keep observing your child closely, and wherever your child do any mistake, commit any mistake, then you immediately respond, and how nicely you convince your child and make him to pratikamana, ask for forgiveness or say sorry. So this is what an obvious indication or proof of our separation. If we are not separated, if we are one, then we will support our mistake. We will prove that the mistake was not a mistake. You feel that I committed a mistake, but it was not a mistake. So in that condition, I'm not going to do any pratikraman, ask for forgiveness. Sorry, in fact, I have proved myself right, and by wrongly proving myself right like this, I am giving life to my weaknesses, furthermore life. And Dada has said, even once you support, you justify your mistake as if you're done right, then that mistake is going to live another 20 years in your life. So we have to be cautious and careful, with very strong vigilance. We must observe ourselves, and then that the very fact that we are asking for forgiveness proves that I'm separation. So that's how it is. It is not like I'm conscious, I'm every time conscious, I'm separate from Deepakanand, I'm separate from Deepakanand, I'm separate from Deepakanand. No. How well I see all the activities of Deepakanand and keep correcting them, keep resolving, never to do them again. That's the proof of our separation. And I believe with this wisdom of knowledge, being so scientific and self-acting, these things just happen. Jai Satchidanand.
Very good. Okay, we have a question. Okay. Question by?
Jai Sachidan, everyone. Rajniji, Jai Sachidan,
Jai
Deepakanandji,
Satchidanand.
yeah, first of all, I would like to ask this regarding you told that we are not the sufferer. We in the ignorant state, the seed was the mistake was done, but now we are not the sufferer, we are just the observer. This is what you said. Is it correct?
Perfect.
And but you also told that we are responsible for file number 1. Yeah.
Correct.
So now please explain this. That what is the responsibility? The responsibility. I want you to please elaborate on the responsibility.
Very good. Very well
Dada,
asked.
Dadaji said that we become responsible for when we do some things. We become responsible for that, and when we observe, we don't become responsible. Like that, something is there. Please elaborate on that responsibility of the other things.
First step, we separate ourselves from the name bearer, body self, which is the most important step to get seated on our real viewpoint seat. That is, I am pure soul. What does that mean? While sitting on this real chair, real viewpoint chair, I will be acting as a Vignan Swarup, as my real viewpoint, I am pure soul. So I will use the light of pure soul and be as pure soul. First thing, is this clear?
We are using the light of pure soul as sitting on the seat of pure soul.
Sitting on the seat of pure soul, I am using the light of pure soul to see what the body self, name bearer self is doing.
Yeah.
So now what is it? Actually, the suffering aspect is not even of the body self, truly speaking. But if you want to say, you can say yes. We get affected as I am pure soul, as our intermediate enlightened state, by the fact that we say, when these words are spoken, that I didn't like it, it was so bad, I suffered so much. All these expressions are truly spoken by the body self. They're not part of the body self, but because of the past stickiness of the mandatory type of karma, what you call as nikachit karma, his feeling of suffering come to us because of our false ownership, which we have not cleared or clarified or rectified. So when Deepakanandji says, oh, it's so painful, I didn't like it. And so these expressions, it was so painful to me and all that. So when it is said, these expressions come out like, I didn't like it, we have to ask ourselves, who didn't like it? Because as pure soul that I am, I have no feelings of this kind, like I liking or disliking. No, I see and experience and perceive what is felt and suffered by the body self, name bearer body self. Is that clear until now?
Yes.
Right. So what was claimed as I am, falsely claiming as body self, name bearer, body self as I am, in the ignorant state, now gets reflected or gets settled or gets discharged through false ownership. And when this thing happens, what we are supposed to do, like we play our card, which is out of past karmic force. So these expressions come out. I didn't like it. It was so painful. I liked it, and whatsoever. But at that time, immediately, wherever I and me are spoken where to say Deepakanand. Deepakanand didn't like, Deepakanand suffered. So when this thing happened, then the effect of that suffering naturally is relieved.
Yeah.
Until now,
Yeah, we don't take the ownership, right?
right. Because see, it's like when I say, oh, I'm having severe headache, then I am telling you I am having severe headache. So you understand, oh, Deepakanand is having severe headache. But I don't feel that Deepakanand is having severe headache when these expressions are, are played out as part of our discharging speech played tape record. I feel, oh, I am having severe headache. And that effect is felt by me.
Yeah.
But the moment when these words are spoken or expressed, I immediately correct myself. Deepakanand is having headache, severe headache. Then immediately that effect gets nullified. Is that okay until now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now further.
Yeah.
Further. I am pure soul with total conviction and decision. I have nothing to do with this body self. In principle, is this correct?
I am pure soul. I have nothing to do with body self. In my opinion, this is not correct because for
Talk about
us.
in principle, I am asking. In principle.
In principle, it is correct.
Correct. So,
Deepakanji? Deepakanji?
He is.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
He got disconnected.
Okay, so go ahead, ask the same question to Pulinanandji.
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand, Pulinanandji. Just
Yes,
want to ask that. See, we are saying that we don't take ownership of what file number one, and we don't take ownership of what file number one is doing. But at the same time, we say that we are responsible. We have some responsibility. Now, I want to know what is the exact responsibility which we have as in our state, present state. What is the exact responsibility which we have? That I want to.
That is fine. That is fine. Our exact responsibility is to square off file number one's karmas, because that now become our neighbor. And more specifically, wherever file number one happens to hurt anybody by mind, speech, or action, there the clearing part of Pratikaman will come in. So that's our responsibility. Basically, the responsibility is to purify file number one, or as we say, whatever we have charged by way of Kashai and Mo, and even Potapon, minus, all that has to get squared off so that nothing overflows or remains for the next month. Basically, we have raised this mind, body, speech by way of atoms, by way of charging karmas. So we are responsible that it gets discharged. It just gets discharged without hurting anybody to begin with, and see to it that all our opinions, all our beliefs are also squared off. They will arise during the situation and this thing, and they will arise, and we have to be separate, observe and pass it, let it pass, let it get exhausted. Or in case we happen to get engrossed, then again reverse the opinion, reverse this thing by way of charge. So that all beliefs, all everything, everything that holds me to file number one, mind, body, speech. That link has to be totally disconnected. So we are
So that-
responsible in the exhaustion in a non-hurting manner to others.
So the responsibility is of changing the beliefs. Is it correct?
Now, when the beliefs come, see to it that they are not carried forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
the belief
if
part
required, they have
we are
to be changed. If required, they may be able to be changed. If required, they may have to just pass away by saying, okay, I don't disagree. Depending how strong the belief is, what the belief is.
And we are responsible, like, as I understood that we are responsible like a neighbor. We don't have to be direct in the involved, but like a neighbor, we have to deal. That is what I understood. Is it correct?
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's right. That's right. As a neighbor, yes. As a neighbor, yes.
What we do as a neighbor, that much responsibility we have as a neighbor. That much I understood. Is it correct? Yes.
That means basically we have to sit as a neighbor and cleanse up file number one or clear up.
Yeah, we don't have to. We have to tell the things, but then we have to at one point, like in the neighbor, we leave things. If the neighbor doesn't accept it, then we have to leave it. So at one point, we have to leave the things also. Saying that yes, we have told the things. Now you decide.
Maybe yes, in some instances, yes. Some instances you can't leave it. Some instances you have to be adamant also. When you're doing something absolutely grossly wrong, so at that time we have to be forceful. At times when it is not willing to listen and it is a mild thing, you may have to leave it. So it depends on instance and case to case basis. At times leave, at times be forceful, at times even be harsh, scold for that matter, punish if required.
So it is based on discrimination. We have to do the dealings.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Deepakanandji, you want to continue?
Yes. See, we say, I am pure soul. What does the world say? We don't understand that. We know that you are Dr. Kashyap. This is one point. Second point, if you don't rectify and make Dr. Kashyap normal and natural and perfect, you have to hang around with Dr. Kashyap. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So it is not our responsibility as a neighbor, but as a neighborly relation, we don't get affected. We don't take on our head. But for our final moksha, the first moksha, that is first liberated state, is of separation, total distinct separation, which has happened out of grace of Dada Bhagwan. And now out of Purusharth, out of right effort, real efforts, we have to free the body self by making it normal and natural. When that happens, the connection between the body self and the soul breaks. What it means, our intermediate enlightened state's responsibility finishes then only, not otherwise. Because unless, just say, who damaged or spoiled Dr. Kashyap? The previous lives' egoism. That egoism has nothing to do with you as I am Dr. Kashyap. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So now whoever who tampered or sculpted Dr. Kashyap is not complete, is not perfect.
Yeah.
So now You said you got separated, I am pure soul, perfect, perfect. But this body self, name bearer body self, Dr. Kashyap is not perfect. So you say, this, we will ask ourselves, whose responsibility it is to make it perfect and normal? You tell some God, oh Lord Krishna, oh Dada Bhagwan, why don't you do it for me? He said, that's not my responsibility. Okay, you tell your friend, your very close friend, loving friend, why don't you fix Dr. Kashyap? Oh, that's not, I had to manage myself. You learn to manage yourself. You understand, with this, not argument, but with this kind of dialogue, we understand that ultimately, although Dr. Kashyap is truly not your baby, but it is your baby now. So if you fix your baby, then you will be freed and you will get liberated to Siddha Kshetra moksha. Otherwise, you will have to hang around with Dr. Kashyap, because until Dr. Kashyap finishes and balances all his karmas, in the sense, all the superimposed or projected karmas which has induced abnormality in Dr. Kashyap, he's not normal, he's not natural. So it becomes our duty for our moksha. So that's the second level of our moksha, wherein separation is first out of grace, and second one out of purusha, that we fix Dr. Kashyap perfect. Then both Dr. Kashyap and you as pure soul become independent. Now that in intermediate enlightened state, that is the subtle part of Dr. Kashyap, is not perfect. What it means, Dada has removed, or with the grace of Dada Bhagwan, our blunder has gone. But bunch of mistakes are still there, due to which the abnormalities are there in Dr. Kashyap. So when those are also done with, that is, we take care of the rest of the mistakes. Blunder got removed by Dada Bhagwan's grace. Now with our self-effort, we have to get away with the leftover mistakes. And when those leftover mistakes are done, Dr. Kashyap will become perfect.
So our effort is to
get enlightened state.
So our effort is to just to using the light of the soul to tell that this is correct, this is not correct, this is my nishchay.
I will further clarify.
Yeah.
I will further clarify. As pure soul Vignan Swarup, if Dr. Kashyap in his enlightenment, not Dr. Kashyap means the outside part, body self part, which is totally in the hands of the universal cosmic power of Vyavasthith. Right? So it has nothing to do with us. But that inner part, the belief part, from that belief part, the blunder has gone.
Yeah.
But mistakes are still there, which needs to be rectified.
Yeah.
So for that portion, we have to help Dr. Kashyap to get away with all his leftover beliefs. That belief part is metaphysical. It's not physical. Dr. Kashyap is physical. The intermediate state is where these mistakes are still lingering or still there, is metaphysical. Dravya karma. And the final, the pure soul is pure soul. But with the right belief, where the inner intermediate state has emerged, with the right belief, you get away with the leftover wrong beliefs of Dr. Kashyap. And that we come to know by seeing Kashyap how well he does. So these leftover mistakes get reflected in Dr. Kashyap's behavior, thinking, or expressions, intellect, the reflective consciousness, and discharge egoism.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Those things get reflected in that, in Dr. Kashyap. That's where we pick him up. Okay.
So we have to.
It is
Our
like our intermediate
our
enlightened
response.
is of two parts. One part remains with pure soul,
Yeah.
and by real viewpoint, it sees what is happening with Dr. Kashyap.
Yes.
And the other part, the belief part, wrong, mistake part, which is still there, you correct that by relative viewpoint, Agna.
Agna, yeah, the Agna, using the Agna and our determination to remain in the Agna. That is what the response, Purusharth. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, I will ask later question after other.
There's no question. Anybody else has question? Kashyap, you continue.
Okay, so now the thing is that now we have to stopping the mistake at the root level, okay. So at the root level, means at the subtle level, that is what I understood, that if you correct the mistake at the subtle level, it gets tend to be more corrected. So if we see our, for example, there's a tendency to get angry, for example. So we determine the cause, we determine, why, and our past mistake. For example, I understood that we must have made from our effects, that we must have done avinay and viradna, we must have done. So how we from what is supposed to be our subtle, at the mind, what is supposed to be vinay at the mind level, this I want to understand, So the mistakes which is correct at the mind level. So if we, it seems to me that if we correct that, then we can, get a control of things, means in the mistakes we can avoid, or it can soften. So at the subtle level, how we, at the mind level, how we correct the mistakes, how we do the correction, this I want to understand.
Okay, Pulinanandji?
No, very right. If at the mind level it takes care, then it will not come into the speech or the action level. So one is having awareness. One is having a very heightened awareness. That is solution number one. That such and such thought is erupting in my mind, That the first, as you said, the example of getting angry, we see the other person as the doer or at fault, or we see some loss incurring due to the other person's some actions. So we get disturbed and we get angry. So that will first come up at the intellect or at the mind level. And there, if you're able to catch it, that's why I said you need awareness or jagrati, and we are able to catch it, then automatically we'll apply the right jnana, that he is only an image, or Vyavasthith is the karta, or this is my account or my hisab. And accordingly, the flash that would have otherwise happened through speech or action, will get subdued or may not even take place. So that is very true. If we are able to do it at the mind level, for that you need awareness. For that, you must know that this is the mistake which is happening again and again, and I have to be aware. Then you need the awareness. And third, what we can add is that ask for strength in the normal time being. Means not
Vinay at mind level, how you do it?
Vinay will come by understanding. Vinay at mind level will come by understanding that I am pure soul, the other person is also pure soul. We are one by way of the tattva. The differences are there by way of prakriti. And just the understanding will bring the Vinay. Why does Vinay does not come when there is ego coming in, when there is pride coming in, you see? When it is a man or ahankar, ego or pride, very simple. I am something, so Vinay will not come. So moment you say no, you become humble or lagu as we said. So that ego portion will automatically go down, and then that vinay will come. So vinay will come by that. Then vinay will also come by enhanced inner happiness. So if the individual Mahatma has so much of inner happiness by way of Dada's Gna and Agna, Puksha, whatever. Not the relative happiness, inner happiness. Relative happiness, okay, that might also help, but really speaking, the inner happiness. Then automatically the tendency to let go will go. The tendency to be humble will be much easier. And once you are humble, Vinay automatically falls in place or props up. So basically, Vinay will come with humility, and humility will come with subdued ego. So that becomes either with pride, diminishing of the pride, or having so much of inner happiness that, oh, I'm so happy. You are also, may you also be happy.
Right.
The person is content within himself to such a large extent that any other thing of the other person, in relatively he is grown up, whatever, does not affect him so much because he's so happy otherwise also. This is what I feel, Vinay, at the subtle level. But we can, how to bring about Vinay at the subtle level.
Yes, it is right. Thank you.
And you're right. And other thing is, we can also ask for strength if it is things like anger, pride, deceit, and all that, to increase the awareness at the mind level, at the thought process of the intellectual level. If we ask for strength, repeated strength, then when that shortcoming props up in our side at the mind level, we can nip it in the bud, and the thing is over there. So we do not get into speech or action. So these are two things that come to mind. Yes, Sachin.
Deepakanandji?
Hey, Sachidanand, let us analyze. Why do Deepakanand get angry? Why do Dr. Kashyap get angry? And why do Pulinanand don't get angry? We come across identical situation. My belief is, when you get angry, you can force the other person do or believe what you believe or what you want the other person to do. And when that person is not doing, or when that person sticks on to his own belief, then this spurred anger will come out. But Pulinanand's belief is different. It is bound that people can have different opinion. People will do of their own because they are operated by that Vyavasthith Shakti. He doesn't get angry because he doesn't have that belief that you must get angry and forcefully make the other person believe what you believe. Now you understand? Did you get the catch? I believe that I can fix the other person by getting angry only. So that belief has to go. Pulinanand doesn't get angry at all. He deals everything so coolly. You understand?
Yeah, I feel that it is
I will make the other person understand why this understanding is right. Why you must
our
believe
understanding is not correct. This is, and still we have to
not understanding. Our belief that I can fix the other person only by getting angry.
What happens is that, for example, I will
The
tell you
need
one.
to fix is so overpowering that you get angry. The need to fix is very overpowering. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, the vision.
So you may resort to anger. You may resort to anger.
You don't have to get mad. Because people are bound to have different opinions because they have come from different karmic background.
No,
So
understanding
his belief is firm that by getting angry is not the solution at all. He will make the other
one example, one thing I would like. Every day this satsang, this comes, Okay, so Sometimes it is very easy, you can understand. Sometimes it's so much, then we get overwhelmed, then all those things, when we are not able to handle the situation, it becomes so much, then we are, all this confusion, duvida and this anger, this arises, that how we are supposed to, understand this, not understanding this. So that time, but one request I would like to make, here, if it's possible, there's so many posters coming. So if it would be good if, like, before so many sutras coming now, they have reduced. So if poster is, I think it is so much too much, So if it will be little less, then it is easier to grasp those things and put it in our daily life. This is what I feel, but I leave it on to you, So.
Again, here, like if I am putting the poster, if Pulinanandji is putting posters, so some other Aptaputra is putting posters, he feels that let me give maximum to our Mahatmas and let them start thinking. So, you understand that? So
yeah, I understand that part. So that is why I said I leave it up to you. So the balance, because we are not, we're having some, limitations, to understand the language and to understand the gyan. So so you have to see the balance, that it doesn't be too much overwhelming, as well as the.
Not even like that. Let me again try to explain one thing. The whole Apta Sutra book is there. 14 Aptavanis are there. Other audio and all those things are there, which is source of all this. They are there, but somebody is bringing them in front of you through these posters, these sutras and all that. Do you understand? So it is like some from the rack, it is coming on the display.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that this is another rack and pick up what you want. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because just by stopping them, that's not going to end the story. You understand? So I'll tell you, I mean, with very humble request, not even request, but just a clarification. Over the years, we have got into Dada Bhagwan and his science, and somehow that grace part is also working. So many a times we are also surprised when these explanations come out through us and even through other Aptaputras or anybody to that extent. But that is what is happening. So although we have not gone through or read all these sutras or listened to Dada Satsang or even read all the Aptavanis. So gradually, through these investigation and understanding, your efforts are wonderful. I really am telling you, I salute that, and it is
No,
very
it
good.
is not wonderful. I run out of patience. That is what I'm saying. I have
I'm
all
very
this.
frankly open with you that you are doing a great job. Keep doing, because you have brought out several things which we knew, we heard, but through this dialogue and explanation, it has made our
I get
understanding.
overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. So this is my mistake. So how I am wonderful, I run.
No.
So,
Just, you're right. Doesn't matter. Even if you get overwhelmed, fine. It is good. It is good for you. It is good for us. It is good for all.
Okay, we need to move
you.
on. Yeah. Okay, Suvir bhai.
Yes, Sachidan.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you, Keshav.
One more thing, just last point. When you can't handle situation, you can't make the other person understand. It's a natural instinct, I will say. I mean, falsely, it is a wrongly thing we have picked or gathered. It is said you tend to choose least resistance path, and you blow out. Boom. Do you understand that? The least resistance, because to make someone understand is a pain. It takes so much time. and but to get angry and then make the other person believe, yes, what you said is right. Okay, I agree. You understand? And at times, if we try to narrate Lord Shiva's Raudra Swarup, the purpose of getting angry, Shiva getting angry, there is no reason, because he is at peace. We are in total peace. But when the other person's ego is very adamant, very arrogant, and is not willing to understand or accept certain things because of its strong and powerful intellect, in those times or those situations, Lord Shiva, meaning the person who is explaining Agnani Purush, shows his Raudra Swarup. And that anger, although it appears as anger, but then it is not anger. It is a purpose for other person, to subside or to bring the other person's ego down. So he said, okay, I'm sorry. He will give up. He will give up his wrongdoing. He will give up his wrong opinion. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jai Sachchidanand.
Subir bhai?
Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Satchidanand Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand Sarva Mahatma. I have a question of the difference between uday karma and charitra maha. Is it both are the same, or it has any difference meaning?
Pulinanandji?
See, charitra moha, what is charitra moha? It's discharge moha.
Yeah.
So that is part of uday karma. Because what is uday karma means, whatever we have charged, that karma comes into action or into foreplay and it exhausts. So that is called uday karma. So this discharge or charitra moha is part of uday karma.
Right.
See, uday karmas are of various types. One may have the suffering at the health level, one may have suffering at the relation level, one may suffering at the financial level, etc. So those are different varieties of uday karma. And moha is one of the things where we get entangled or integrated or tanmayakar with the manvachankaya prakruti. So that is called discharge moha. I still like things, I still like to enjoy the objects of the five senses. I like to eat, see movies, etc. Or I like to still play intellectual games or games. So wherever that liking and stickiness is there with the Prakriti, all that is called moha. But then why it is called discharge moha? Because the belief has changed that I am not the name bearer and I am the soul. Because the belief has changed, so what happens is it's only the discharge part that remains. So it is called discharge moha. Moha means wherever we get murchit, where we lose our awareness, basically. So that is part of uday karma, as simple as that, if you ask me the difference.
Somewhere I have heard that this discharge moha means this what is called charitra moha doesn't applicable to tirthankars. Tirthankars, they have uday karma, but no charitra moha. I just want to confirm that statement.
Maybe after Keval Gnan.
Sorry?
Maybe after Keval Gnan.
After Keval Gnan. But this Tirthankar, they have got the Keval Gnan, right?
After Keval Gnan, I'm saying. Till the Keval Gnan, discharge moha will be there, na? Lord Mahavid got married, had children. So that is, in a way, charitra moha. In a way, it's charitra moha. After Keval Gnan, and when that Tirthankar pad starts, then there is no charitra. It is just playing out of what he had charged.
Right.
Because their ego is zero. So it's that in a way you can say charitra moha is not there. But he had charged that Jagat Kalyan, let everybody welfare of the world. So now that has come into uday karma, and then that is playing out its part. After Gnan, yes. Till Keval Gnan, you can say charitra moha is there, discharge moha is there.
But for Tirthankars, Keval Gnan is there, no?
Yeah, but after some time, not from birth.
Not from birth.
See, Lord Mahavir had this thing, na? He had 3 Gnan when he was in the womb. Then he got the 4th Gnan, 1 Pariya Gnan when he took Diksha. And after 12.5 years, he got Keval Gnan. So till
Right.
that time, he got married, he played all that. So in a way, you can say a discharge more. Why did he get married? Worldly people will say, "Moh hai." He didn't have any more, remember. It was only playing out of his Uday karma. He was playing out his karma that he being our prince, he gets married to fulfill his parents' desire or his karma, whatever. He gives birth to, a daughter. So all that is in a way more to outside world. But for him, he is not involved in that at all. So it is charitra more.
Right.
And here when it comes, he has zero desire. He doesn't have the desire to for the welfare of the world. Dada Bhagwan had desired that welfare of the world takes place. सबका कल्याण हो, नहीं है तो खटपट करके बुला देते हैं. भाई please come, है ना? What has happened to you? What are your troubles? Let me help you, etc. So there, that was Dada Bhagwan's charitra more. charitra more. भाई इसका कल्याण हो. For Tirthankar, even that is not there. He is there in absolute Keval Gnan state. He just floats according to Uday Karma. Wherever Uday Karmas take him, he goes for Satsang, sermons. And whoever asks him any question, the speech will just float. No questions asked, speech will not flow. So he is totally not, it is just mind, body, speech playing out its karma. So that is total Uday Karma. Total. He is not there at all in that. It's only thought soul on one side and mind, body, speech on one side. That intermediate state is not there. It's absent.
From your explanation, I can.
So you can say it's discharge. It's Uday Karma. See, it's all play of words. It's all play of what, how you define what. Ultimately, you understand the phenomena taking place, what is happening. Whatever labeling you give it by way of names.
So, from your explanation, what I understand that Uday Karma is a greater, wider meaning, while this Charitra Maha is a limited meaning, and it is inclusive in the Uday Karma. Right? You can say.
It is a subset of Uday Karma in mathematics language.
One of the part of Uday Karma. But for Mahatmas, it is Charitra Maha. Though it is under the Uday Karma, but mostly Charitra Maha we can say. Specifically, if we can understand Mahatma, then it will be Charitra Maha.
Yeah, everything is Charitra Maha. Everything is Charitra Maha.
Right. Because these two words often used, but without understanding. That's why I wanted to clarify actually.
Deepakan, you want to add something? Because we have 2 more questions.
Very much. Uday Karma is applicable to one and all. It is Charitra Mo for the self-realized ones. And it is Darshan Mo for ignorant people. Does that make some sense?
Yeah.
Uday Karma means karma getting played out what was caused previously.
That is, sorry to interrupt you. That means it is applicable to both Mahatma and non-Mahatmas also, Uday Karma.
Yes, Uday Karma means playing out of the past karma.
Karma charge before, right?
Karma that was charged previously.
Right.
Right? But it is charitra more for one who is self-realized, and it is darshan more for one who is ignorant.
Right.
Because he is going to charge from that, but for the realized ones, he will get away with the karma, leftover karma, which are playing out now through his real viewpoint vision by perceiving them.
Right.
Correct? So, for Tirthankara, his Jagat Kalyan Bhavna, that is real welfare of the world, that is his charitra. Correct? He is not directly involved, but his presence is there for that purpose.
Right.
Lasted for 30 years for Lord Mahavira.
Hmm.
From 40 years to 52 years, 72 years, 42 to 72 years, he got away with his charitramo of real welfare of the world.
Right.
Charitramo means leftover karma, which doesn't get charged. It cannot, from that, it cannot get charged. But darshan mo means it gets charged.
But
Got it? So, uday karma applicable to one and all, but it is charitramo for self-realized ones, and it is darshan mo for the ignorant ones. So, they cause karmas, but we cannot cause new karma because it is not darshan mo, because it is charitramo, but we can get, or we will get away with the charitramo also if we pursue them. And for Tirthankar Bhagwan, it is 100% separation and absolute knowledge. So for them, it is 100% charitramo only. Ours is also 100% charitramo, this being not the last life. That intermediate state is coming. What is called divergent state, by which we are causing some karma by following Dada's Agna, which will take us to Mahavidya Kshetra, where we will have darshan of Sarvagna, absolute one, and that will be our final life.
for a layman's mathematics, can we say like that uday karma is equal to darshan moha plus charitra moha?
No. Uday karma is playing out of past karma, period.
That is inclusive of darshan moha and charitra moha, both, no? No?
It is charitramo for self-realized ones and absolute ones, and it is darshanmo for the ignorant ones. From that, the ignorant one causes new karmas, but for the self-realized ones, he pursues them, he gets away with the charitramo. Because that is charitramo for him, and that is darshanmo for the ignorant ones.
So same thing I want to say same thing. For non-Mahatmas, darshanmo is there. That's why this karma is getting charged also while discharging the previous karmas. So the both are there, no, for the darshanmo and the charitra for the non-Mahatmas. Ajnani, you can say whatever you way. Sorry.
What is that? You said
what
something.
What I have to say that for the Ajnani who has not got the self-realization, both darshanma and the charitrama is there.
For them, there is only one more. That is more only, with which new karma is charged. For them, it is no charitramo. Charitramo is only discharge, where there is only discharge. But where there is charge and discharge both, that is only more. Darshan mo gets separated only after realization that you got away from darshan mo.
Right.
I mean, this is the clarification given by Dada Bhagwan. I'm just narrating it as it is.
Pulinanandji?
Yeah, just to repeat, he rightly said it. Basically, for a non-initiated person, there's only one word called mo. Once he gets initiated, his darshan mo goes away. That means, who am I? That portion goes away. So the what is the leftover? Leftover charitra mo. So the word terminology of charitra mo comes into play only and only after darshan mo goes. Till then, there's other mo. Okay, so that is number one. And as you said, you see, karmas are of various types. 8 in particular, as said in the scriptures. Gnanavaran karma, darshan, moniya, antaray, vedaniya, nam, gotra and all that.
Right.
So this mo is only one part of it. There are various other categories of karmas also. Antaray karma, ayushya karma and all that. It's nothing much. Uday karmas are various types. Na? Abhi your Gnanavaran has gone, Darshan has gone, but your Ayushya karma is still there. So you have to still play it out. So there are 4 karmas on the physical level and 4 at the understanding level. Bolo, chalo.
Very good.
We need to go to Miraben also. Deepakanandji, go ahead.
Just one word. Thank you, Subirji, for bringing this out. It has given a good clarification. Thank you. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Miraban?
And Rajnikaka, it is actually Lalli auntie who had called first. I saw.
No, she's giving you the chance.
Ayo, okay. Thank you, Lalli auntie. Jai Satchidanand, Deepakanandji, Pulinanandji, Rajnikaka, and all
That's okay.
Mahatmas.
That's okay.
I wanted to ask, last week we had spoken about the power of praying to Dada and to Vyavasthith Shakti. So my question is, as we pray to Dada and to Vyavasthith Shakti, to get a connection to Simanda Swami, to get moksha and to get Keval Jnana, is it the Vyavasthith Shakti is working because of the prayer that we're doing, the Vyavasthith Shakti is moving? Or is it that because of our bhav, we want that, so we put it in our bhav? Or is it that Vyavasthith Shakti, the minute that we get Jnana, it's already moving us towards Simanda Swami? And the reason is because of Subir Bhai's question about uday karma. That's why I'm asking.
Deepakanandji?
Jai Satchidanand. You know, after self-realization, what remains is to remain separate and remain in Agna. Precepts, what is given. Why the precepts come into picture? The reason, because of the leftover karmas. And when we do prayer, what prayers are there? The effect of that prayers comes in becoming serious and perfect in Agna following.
Correct.
Because that's the only effort which is needed to get away with the leftover karmas.
Okay.
So these prayers help us get away with the leftover karma, and which is only through Agna following only. So I believe that these prayers help us make our decision for Agna following more and more firmer and firmer. And that's how it works, and it will eventually, because Agna is going to take us to Simanda Swami.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you.
Okay. Pulinanandji, you want to add something?
Yeah, it's with that same thing. See, basically, if we ask strength for the Agna following, we are exhausting the karmas. So naturally, this will lead us to Simanda Swami. And otherwise, if you are saying that I'm praying this thing, I want to Simanda Swami, next birth should be with you at your lotus feet and all that stuff, then what will happen? It will redirect you. If you want that desire to be fulfilled, it will redirect you. Okay, go and practice the Agnas, go and clarify, go and exhaust your present karmas of your present life. It will open up your vision or understanding. How do I take care of my karmas, my files? How do I take care of my uday karma? So either way, it will bring back to this center only. See, if you pray for the 5 Agnas, as you said, exhaust karma, the result will be Simanda Swami by default, even without asking. But someone has a bonding or wants to bond with Simanda Swami, then he'll be automatically redirected. Okay, square off your karmas, remove your bondages from the present files. You will again come back. So that's the way it is.
Okay. Jai Satchidanand. Thank you.
Okay. Lalitaben?
Yes. Jai Satchidanand, Deepakanandji and Pulinanandji and Mahatmas. Deepakanandji, I just wanted to recap what you said. As a measure of your separation is how much of your faults you can see and rectify, or just see. Could you please repeat or go over it once more, just so that I'm perfect in my understanding?
When I'm separate,
yes,
and I got separated as pure soul that I am.
Yes.
So the obvious outcome of this separation and this realization is I will be able to see all the smallest flaws of Deepakanand. So
correct.
if I say I'm practicing separation, how is that going to work? But the effect of that separation is, it will culminate into my seeing each and every flaw of Deepakanand that gets played out as part of his uday karma, as his Vyavasthith, and I will not miss to rectify even a single one. So I will I will rectify each and every mistake. So that is the proof of my separation. I don't have to say I am separate. Okay, it is the primary step of separation. I am separate, Deepakanand is separate. I am real, Deepakanand is relative, I am permanent, Deepakanand is temporary. That's fine. But the effect of that separation is this.
Okay. So proof of that is how much of your own faults you're able to see and rectify.
Correct. One more small, just one clarification. If I don't experience that separation, I will not be able to see my Deepakanand's mistake.
Correct. Correct. I mean, that, yes. Okay. Jai Sachidanand. Thank you so much.
Pulinanandji, you want to add something?
But that's right. Basically, you see, separation will lead to seeing mistakes by way of hurting anybody or by way of more also, and getting engrossed. So if you're able to see that, you are separate. If you're not able to see that, you are anyway engrossed in mind, body, speech.
Yes.
So we have to then do the push of becoming separate. There's a stickiness. The stickiness goes, the separateness will come, or to remain separate, you have to be away from the stickiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
you.
Yeah.
That's
so
it. Thank you.
With this, Pulinanandji, Deepakanandji, should we take up this separation and see how we experience our separation and then how we resolve sambhave and nikal?
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Mahatma. So this is a good topic. We can.
Amicable settlement.
I'm sorry?
Separation and amicable settlement.
Okay. Separation and amicable. Okay. Thank you. Pulinanandji, please do you think?
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo Vajayanam.
Namo Loye Savasahanam.
Namo Loye Savasahanam.
Eso Panchana Mukaro.
Eso Panchana Mukaro.
Savabhava Panasano.
Savabhava Panasano.
Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Deepakanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Deepakanandji, Jai Satya
Jai
Pulinanandji,
Sachidanand.
Jai Satya.